Have you ever noticed how one single sentence can explain an entire human drama? There is a legendary line from The Godfather that still feels uncomfortably accurate today. You came asking for justice, but you came without respect. Strip away the cinema, the power games, the mythology, and what remains is something very human. Respect is not a luxury, it is a basic psychological need. Without it, we do not feel safe, we do not feel equal, we slowly stop feeling like ourselves. Over the years, working with women across countries, companies, and cultures, I have seen the same pattern repeat. Disrespect almost never starts loudly, it begins quietly. You are interrupted, your words are brushed aside, someone jokes a little too sharply, a comment feels slightly off, and you tell yourself it is nothing. I will ignore it. I will not make a scene. I will stay polite. But here is what most people miss. Every time you do not respond, you are teaching others how to treat you. Not intentionally, not maliciously, but very clearly. You are sending the message that this behavior is acceptable, that your opinion is optional, that you can be pushed aside. And over time, this has a cumulative effect. This video is about how to stop that pattern calmly, clearly, without aggression, without drama, without becoming someone you are not. And yes, the most important insight is saved for the end, so stay with me. I have spent years working inside large companies around the world, coaching and supporting women, and I see that this is a difficult moment for women everywhere. That is why I feel ready to help more women online feel free, independent, confident, and able to build lives they truly need, not the ones society quietly assigns. If this already resonates, please like this video and subscribe. It truly matters. And stay until the end, because the most important shift comes later. There is one phrase that explains an enormous amount of tension in our lives. There are no bad people, there is only the wrong distance. Think about how true this is. With some people, communication is perfect at arm's length. Messages, short calls, polite check-ins, an occasional coffee once a year. Everything feels light, respectful, even warm, and then you step closer. More time together, more access, more openness. And suddenly something changes. You are interrupted, you are dismissed, you are talked over. You leave conversations feeling drained, irritated, or strangely smaller than before. This happens in families, friendships, romantic relationships, and very often at work. There are people with whom closeness is simply not safe. And most of the time, your body knows this before your mind accepts it. That tight feeling, that quiet thought, this pattern again, maybe I should not go there. That is not weakness, that is experience. Respect works like a mirror, but only if the other person has the ability to reflect it. When you treat someone with respect, you invite them to respond in kind. But if someone has never received feedback, never been told that their behavior crosses a line, they assume everything is fine, especially when disrespect is masked as sarcasm, concern, experience, or false authority. You know the tone. I just want what is best for you. I know better. I have more experience. It sounds caring, but it feels heavy. If you truly want to protect your boundaries, you must start noticing these moments and responding to them in real time, not later, not in your head. And next, I will show you exactly how disrespect often appears in everyday conversations, especially at work. Before we continue, ask yourself, who in your life feels good at a distance but exhausting up close? Keep that in mind. The next example will make this very clear. Let me give you a very common example. You are at work, you are sharing an idea, you have thought it through, you are explaining your logic, and suddenly you are interrupted. Someone says, let's be honest, if we do this now, we will lose focus, time, money, maybe later. Or another favorite, great idea, I have something similar, and they immediately take over. You never finish your sentence. This is not efficiency, this is not enthusiasm. This is a clear signal that your voice is not considered important enough to complete. And what most people do in that moment is shrink. Maybe they know better. Maybe I should not push. Maybe this is not the right time. This is exactly where the pattern forms. You do not need to attack. You do not need to apologize. You do not need to ask for permission. You say calmly and clearly, please wait, I started, and it is important for me to finish. I want you to hear me. You can even add structure. I need 1 minute, and then I am open to feedback. And you continue. Notice the difference. You are not asking, can I finish? You are stating, I will finish. Another important marker is physical and personal intrusion. A new acquaintance who stands too close, touches your arm, looks at you not to listen but to evaluate, asks personal questions about money, relationships, or private choices. This is not curiosity, this is testing access. If you are someone who loves warmth and closeness, ask first. May I hug you? May I ask something personal? That gives the other person choice. If you are on the receiving end, you can say, this conversation is moving in a direction I am not comfortable with. Let's return to the topic. And if that fails, you are allowed to step away. And this brings us to the next, more subtle form of disrespect, the one that hides behind politeness. Let's talk about exclusion, because it is one of the most confusing and painful experiences. Colleagues go for coffee together, they organize activities, group chats, inside jokes, shared rituals, and somehow you are never invited. There are usually two reactions. One is silent resentment. Fine, I do not need them anyway. The other is self-blame. What is wrong with me? There is a third option, and it is far more powerful. You name it without accusation. You say, I see you spend time together. It looks fun. How does one join? Is that possible? And then you listen very carefully to the response. Sometimes the answer is simple. They have known each other for years. It started naturally. They did not think about it. And once you speak, you are included. This happens more often than people expect. But if the response feels cold, dismissive, or evasive, that is also information. It tells you this is not your group, and that clarity saves enormous emotional energy. Another common situation. You are sharing something important, a problem, a concern, a personal moment, and the other person nods while scrolling on their phone. Yes, yes, I hear you. This feels deeply disrespectful, even if unintentional. You can explode, or you can pause and say, I see you are busy. I will wait until you are free. This calm response is far more powerful. Often the phone goes away, sometimes it does not. And then you say, it is hard for me to speak when you are not fully present. Let's continue later. And you step back. And now we come to the most toxic form of disrespect, the one that sounds almost polite. There is a particularly damaging form of disrespect that hides behind labels and judgments. You always do this. You are always like that. Everything is clear with you. These phrases erase your complexity. They deny your growth. They turn you into a stereotype. Or imagine this. You talk about how much effort you put into your work, your home, your family, and the response is, well, yes, I see you trying, like a good student, like an overachiever. This is not praise, this is condescension. It places the speaker above you as the evaluator. You do not need to argue, you do not need to defend yourself. You can respond with grounded confidence. Yes, you are right, I do put in full effort. That is my value. That is why I am where I am today. Thank you for noticing. This flips the dynamic instantly. Respect is built on a few simple principles. Do not justify yourself to be liked. Name your boundaries consistently. Express your opinion even when your voice shakes. If someone crosses the line, calmly return them to their place. And always maintain your own dignity, even when others lose theirs. Leaving a situation with your integrity intact is always more powerful than winning an argument. If you have a phrase that has helped you shut down disrespect without aggression, share it in the comments. Someone else may need it. And stay with me, because the final block ties everything together in a way that changes how you see respect entirely. Respect is not about dominance, it is not about being loud, sharp, or feared. It is about safety, about being seen as an equal adult. Without respect, you are constantly adjusting, shrinking, explaining, protecting. That is not living, that is surviving. Everything we discuss today comes down to one responsibility: your responsibility to yourself, to notice, to respond, to choose distance wisely. Some people deserve closeness, others deserve professionalism, and some deserve no access at all. You teach people how to treat you, not through speeches, but through what you allow, through what you tolerate, through what you calmly and consistently correct. This channel exists to help you speak clearly, set boundaries without aggression, and stand your ground without losing yourself. If this conversation resonated, please like this video and subscribe. It truly supports this space. We talked about how disrespect shows up, how to respond without drama, and how to protect your energy without burning bridges. Let these ideas settle. Notice what changes when you apply even one of them. Respect is not something you earn by being perfect. It is something you claim by being present, clear, and self-aligned. I will leave you with that thought, and I look forward to continuing this conversation with you.